You guys absolutely smashed it out of the park yesterday. I asked for 4,000 likes on episode 1 so that you get 2 videos today. It's been just over 3 hours since I uploaded that video and you've already hit that milestone. You'll have this video at 12 and then another one coming later today at 3 PM. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you have the notification bell ticked and set to all notifications so you don't miss an episode. It will, of course, moving forward, continue to be at least 1 video a day, but please do continue to hit that like button if you enjoy this series, and hopefully we can build on yesterday's success and fingers crossed get a couple of new faces into the club as well. We've spent some money, we're looking to spend some money today. We earned some money yesterday with a sale or two, and we're looking to continue that today if we can, whilst also making a couple of other changes to our starting lineup. You'll notice that Mason Holgate is drafted in at centre-back ahead of Yerry Mina at your request. The captain's armband is back with Seamus Coleman at your request. I've also made a little change to some of the development plans. I'm actually training Alex Iwobi to be moved to a cam role. So I feel like he's going to be better utilised centrally rather than out wide. And that was reflected in a couple of the comments as well. And because of that, I'm going to add, or have added, Gylfi Sigurdsson to the transfer list. Again, more highly requested from Everton fans than I imagined it would be. So we will look to use Iwobi as a backup cam to James. And, of course, we're looking for a new winger. At least one. We're looking for a new centre-back and potentially a new right-back as well. Thank you for all of your transfer suggestions. I very much appreciate it. I should be streaming on Twitch later on this afternoon. Let me know in the comments section down below what team you'd like me to start a Twitch save with. A stream save. It would be stream only. So follow the link in the description to my Twitch channel. Make sure you're following over there with notifications turned on, of course, as well. But I shall show you now who I have on my shortlist as per your feedback in the last episode. There are a couple in here as well that are from the more heavily rumoured in real life options as well as your suggestions, though a number of you listed a number of options that have been linked in real life and that was your reasoning for using them. So with regards right back, we do have Jonjo Kenny as a backup, and a number of you actually would like me to crack on with Seamus Coleman for the time being. I think I would prefer to bring in someone that's slightly higher rated, but I do definitely hear you with Seamus Coleman and his first team spot. I do have Odriozola and Montiel on the shortlist. I was going to prioritise a right back, but because of your affiliation with Seamus Coleman and the high call to leave him where he is, I'll put that on the back burner for now. We can rethink it in January perhaps, but there are a couple of options there at right back, but I'm not going to prioritise at right back. Jerome Ongwene is a player that's rumoured in real life. I'm waiting for scout reports on a number of these players. They should be back within 10 days, though, so it's not a problem. Jean-Claire Todibo is rumoured to be joining on loan. Similarly, Fikayo Tomori, although with the, as of recording, still heavily rumoured, what's his name? Rudiger leaving Chelsea. Tomori would probably be more likely to stay at Chelsea, but we'll wait and see. Ben Godfrey is rumoured to be a potential permanent transfer to Everton as well, so he's on my shortlist. A number of English talents you'll find on this shortlist as well as those from around Europe. Pau Torres was popular with you guys as well. Chris Smalling is slightly on the older side, but with obviously the ability to use development plans and the fact that players aging isn't as much of an issue this year, more so than in previous years, or less so than in previous years, it would be an option to sign someone that's slightly older, and obviously Chris Smalling is of decent quality. Ben White obviously created a name for himself last year as well at Leeds in the Championship. They wanted him back. They didn't get him. He's at Brighton and he's playing well. We could consider bringing Ben White into Goodison Park. With regards to wide roles, Ismail Assar was a very popular option. I'm not sure on his valuation. I imagine he'd be quite expensive, but with him having been relegated to the Championship, maybe less expensive than last year. Wilf, obviously, is a go-to player, can play in a number of different positions. Wide left, I could train him to go wide right, could play at centre forward, we could change that to cam. Brilliant player, but would be a large portion of my budget, as you can see there. £35 million is his valuation, and I need probably to offer 45 plus if I was to get him. I'm at Everton. I'm looking for a winger. I can't look beyond Everton, and he was a popular suggestion. I don't know what his stats look like in FIFA. In Football Manager, he's pretty damn good. I'm obviously going to have a look at him here. Might be a bit of an obvious signing, but, I mean, why not every now and again? Rainier was a player who's actually on loan at Dortmund currently, so I couldn't sign him this year, but was recommended by you guys. A young player that has high potential. Rhys Nelson was suggested. He could play on either side as well. Young Englishman, of course, although probably in the first team picture at Arsenal, you would have thought. This guy I didn't know of. Christian Porto at Real Sociedad. 3-star skills, 4-star weak foot. How are they for some physical stats? Consider me intrigued. Very much intrigued about Christian Porto. He could be a really good player to go for if we can't perhaps get someone like Wilf Zaha. He's just as high rated, perhaps not quite as technically gifted, but still looks like a very capable player. Anthony is a go-to Brazilian for you guys from Ajax, as well as David Neres, who is also on my shortlist here. Not sure on valuations or individual stats at this stage. Maxi Gomez is a player that's been linked in real life. Don't know if I'd go for Maxi Gomez. He's not normally my sort of go-to style of player, but we'll wait and see. Saeed Benrahma had a great season with Brentford in the Championship last year and has earned his place on the shortlist. And of course, as I mentioned, David Neres is here as well. So I'll wait for some scout reports to come back. I haven't yet prioritised who I'd like to get as centre-back. I'm going to lean towards a loan, as you guys have asked that I do that, and keep for the time being Keane, Holgate and Yerry Mina at the club. Yerry Mina is probably the one that's going to be moved on more so, or more quickly, more readily than anyone else. He's only 25, but he's not that slow and he's not that agile, and that did cost us a goal against Leicester yesterday with Jamie Vardy scoring or making the most of, not necessarily a mistake, but just a lack of ability from Yerry Mina. So we'll wait and see if Mason Holgate's inclusion in the starting lineup can help with that. A number of you have asked me to sell some of the Deadwood. We are looking to do so. And also train some of the youngsters. Obviously, training is different this year. The actual training mechanic is purely for maintaining match sharpness. And the way that players train is via their development plans. So I'm going to go through and take all of your suggestions from the comment section with regards to development plans and set them either according to what you would like them to be trained as or how I feel they would personally benefit the way that I play. And then we shall advance further forward. And once we get those scout reports back, look to make some new signings. We have a decent amount of money to spend, and I'm looking to spend the majority of it, I feel, at this stage. Although, I don't want to have a massive influx of players. A couple of marquee signings, and I think that might just do it for this first part of season number 1. We should finish the transfer window today. That's my initial plan at the beginning of this episode, so we should round that up today. If not, then it will be done in the second episode of the day, which will come at 3 p.m. Moving forward, episodes will be every single day at 3 p.m. as per the usual schedule on a weekday, Monday to Friday, and then at the weekend, midday. So, pretty easy to follow. But of course, make sure you hit the notification bell and subscribe to make sure that you definitely don't miss anything if that slips your mind. So, I'm going to go and make sure that the squad is looking the right way with regards to its development plans, and we'll get some training done between now and the next game against Crystal Palace. Maybe a sale or two between now and then as well to raise some extra cash, get some of those scout reports back, get some new players in this shirt. I've had a loan to buy offer from Sheffield United for Besiktas. Obviously, we've already accepted a transfer offer for him of 1.7 million from Boavista, but that fell through. They couldn't agree wage terms because he's on 35.5 grand, and he's quite substantial, especially for a club like Boavista. Sheffield United should be able, in theory, to be able to pay his wages. So whilst we wouldn't see the money at this particular moment in time, we could still see the money next year, and Sheffield United is certainly a club that will be in a position to be able to afford his wages, or at least his wage demands. So I'm willing to accept a loan to buy offer for Mohamed Besiktas. It gets him off the books for us at the minute. 1 year is fine, and then they can buy after that. It would get some of the wages off our hands for the time being. I'm quite happy to accept 60-40. And then the fee after that, 1.4 million. I'm quite happy to accept that. His value is probably going to drop in the next 12 months. That's a good deal for us. I reckon that's a good deal for us, and hopefully it's a good deal for the player as well. He's a player that, in my last save with Everton 4 years ago, was really good for me, but unfortunately he isn't in a position at the minute to be able to be that man for me here in this save. So fingers crossed that's the right move for him and the club. And let's crack on and go and play Palace. On the day of the Palace game, confirmation that Anthony Gordon is gone, confirmation that Mohamed Besiktas is gone, and some scout reports are starting to come back on some of the key players. So Ismaila Sarr is 78 rated. Fast, obviously. Dribbling is decent at 83. Shot power's good. Only 22. Plenty of room for growth there. I think Ismaila Sarr could be a great player for us, but he's not my priority. At the minute, I'm still leaning towards Wilfried Zaha. Ben Godfrey is 72 rated. Now, that's not quite as good as I'd like. So, I'm going to lean away from him. Ben Rama is a player that I was intrigued by. 77 rated for him. Not quite as spectacular technically or physically, but a good backup option and a cheaper backup option. So certainly someone we could consider. Maybe just for a year's loan to fill the squad up if we need to. Again, Maxi Gomez, yeah, he's not the sort of player that is going to suit my style of play. So I am going to remove him from my shortlist. And Pau Torres, 78 rated. 23, probably some scope for growth there. He's not massively fast, but his agility is okay at 63. His balance is only 45. There are probably better options than Pau Torres. Those being Todibo and Fikayo Tomori. What I might do is look to utilise the loan to buy in these early stages. Let me remove Maxi Gomez from the shortlist. And I think Zaha is someone I'm going to try and buy outright. I think Todibo or Tomori would be loans, because that's what would be looking to be done in real life as well. Godfrey I'm going to remove because I don't think he's good enough. We're still waiting for a couple of other scout reports to come back, so I'll hold off for the time being. But I am heavily leaning at the minute towards Zaha. And also probably towards loaning Tomori with that Premier League experience. So, although I do want to see what Ongwene's stats look like by the time we get the scout report back on him. But for the time being, we are on match day, so it's time to head to Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace are bottom of the table after the first round of fixtures, after a battering from Liverpool, 5-0. You guys did ask, actually, and did mention in the live chat of the premiere and in the comment section of the first episode as well, I am unsure as to why the fixtures aren't the official real-life Premier League fixtures. I have asked the devs, and when I get a response, I'll let you know whether it'll be updated for a day one patch. I'm not sure. Like I say, I've asked the question and I'm passing your feedback on, and once I get a response, I will let you guys know. But for now, let's concentrate on the football on the field. Let's go and play Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace's starting lineup: Waiter in goal, Joel Ward, Martin Kelly, Dimitsi and Ailton at left back, James McCarthy, Wilf playing centrally, Eze and Michy Batshuayi at left mid, with Jordan Ayew and Lauren up top. That is a very attacking lineup from Crystal Palace. Very attacking lineup. Hopefully, that means we can cut them open a little bit. In there nicely to Lauren. Jordan Ayew back to him again. Through to Jordan Ayew. Good strength shown by Michael Keane there. Doucouré quickly finds Allen. You guys did mention in the comment section of the last episode and in the premiere as well that you had noticed how fast the game was played in the game against Leicester. I do have to make a point to say, bear in mind that I'm playing with competitor mode on, which does make the gameplay a bit faster, as well as obviously adding in the extra unpredictability from the AI with the skill moves. Like, Lauren has absolutely written me off there. It's a great save by Pickford, but we are going to go 1-0 down. Do bear that in mind, that the gameplay will look faster with competitive mode on. If you don't have competitor mode on, then it will play slightly slower and more like you're familiar with FIFA 20. Lawrence ripped me apart there. It's a great initial save by Pickford, but unfortunately he's fallen straight back to the Palace man. Certainly, defence is where we need to firm up. It's been an issue for me so far, and definitely somewhere where I'm going to be looking to improve the team considerably over the first couple of transfer windows. You can't afford to lunge into challenges on competitor mode because you will get picked apart. You need to take your time. Holgate's done well there. Been impressed with him so far. Certainly been more solid, even though I've conceded a goal. Certainly been more solid than Yerry Mina was. And on the counter-attack here, James is making dash, but he's not going to have the pace to get in behind. Have I overplayed that pass? No. Theo Walcott is able to get on the end of it. You see Dominic Calvert-Lewin just hold his run there. And if we can lay this across, Doucouré could score his goal for Everton. His first goal for Everton, but unfortunately, well blocked by a defender. And Palace clear it away. Creating some opportunities, though, and that's good to see. Let's keep that up. Good header by Coleman to intercept that. And for all of my want for a new right-sided winger, I tell you what, Theo Walcott has been involved in a lot of my play so far in this game. He's gotten away from the defender there, looking for Dominic... Oh, it's James! I would have expected a header like that from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it's James Rodriguez that's on the end of it, lifted into him. He's beaten the man to it, and it's a very, very good header. Luca Digne is the man on corners for me, because that left foot is pretty decent of his as well, and that was actually Michy Batshuayi nodding that back to his keeper there. Palace pretty solid defensively so far. Walcott into James. Calvert-Lewin's going to make that run outside of the left foot. It worked in the first game against Leicester to provide us with a goal. Doucouré, Calvert-Lewin's made the good run through the middle, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin buries it again. Another goal for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's been banging them in real life. He's doing it for us here on FIFA 21 as well. 2 games, 2 goals, and an assist for Doucouré as well. Good finish on his left foot. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to be a real asset to this Everton side. Not just in this first season, but throughout the save. Zaha. Oh, he's destroying me at the minute, Wilfried Zaha. Certainly putting in a good audition, isn't he, for potentially joining the side. Oh, Wilfried Zaha, do not do that to me again, please. Digne. Send Richarlison away down the left. Still not sure where best to utilise Richarlison. On the left, on the right, through the middle at Cam. I'm just not sure. I was thinking that he'd be better on the left-hand side to cut inside on his right. Although, he has just scored with his left foot. Maybe where he is exactly the right place to play Richarlison. I don't know why I did that. 2-1 Everton right at the beginning of the second half. Get in, lads. Digne. Forward to Richarlison. Look at Doucouré wanting to get forward. He did score a handful of goals for Watford last year. Certainly was a very capable, forward-minded player. Even though I'm choosing to play him a little bit deeper. James over the top. Oh, please. Please. Oh! I thought Richarlison was going to pull off a madness there. I might have got slightly excited. I pressed L2 to try and get him to do a volley. He's gone for a scorpion kick. Oh. And he made my heart race, but unfortunately it hasn't gone in. Digne forward there to Richarlison. Calvert-Lewin. I tell you what, Luca Digne's made a great run. And I'll whip this looking for James Rodriguez at the back post. Oh. Mitzi got there first. Digne's got support though here from Doucouré. Richarlison is in a good position. That was me trying to do a fake shot or a fake turn. Ay. Zaha intercepting nicely. Here's Eze. Out wide to Michy Batshuayi. Eze. Batshuayi. Lauren. A little bit wayward with my defensive positioning. I have fouled the man there. Wary of the good footwork. Oh no, Zaha's got the pace. Digne not quick enough off the mark. And a run from deep from Wilfried Zaha. Scoring against what could be his next team. The run from deep. You can see him just drifting in the middle there, the number 11. Digne closes up, but as I switched to him, I just couldn't keep the momentum of the run going. And Zaha has snuck in, and he's equalised in the 81st minute. That's really frustrating. Thankfully, we've made some offensive changes, some creative changes, and fingers crossed, we can get ourselves a goal to go back in front and get our first win of the Premier League season. Crystal Palace are a decent team, but certainly a side that we feel like we should be beating if we're to really consider ourselves challenging for maybe not top 4. I think the board are slightly over-enthusiastic with that, but certainly a Europa League spot for us this season is a definite possibility. But I'm going to need players to be switched on, and I'm going to need players to play at their highest potential for the majority of their time in the starting lineup. No movement from Seamus Coleman there. Andre Gomes could try something from distance, and Waita makes a good save, but if we are to win it, it's going to have to be late now. Roy Hodgson making a change. Digne to deliver. Let's pop it about the penalty spot. It's not exactly where I wanted it to go. Andre Gomes with a header. Waita over the bar again. We'll try for a second time. Digne this time, can he put it near the penalty spot? Michael Keane is who's up. Powerful header, but wide. It looks like it's going to be back-to-back 2-2 draws for us here in the Premier League at the beginning of the season. One at home, one away. The point against Leicester, I was happy with. dropping points, I think, is probably the phrase here against Crystal Palace. We should have seen this one out. I'm disappointed that we haven't been able to, but that is what life is going to be like at a side like Everton in the early stages. They have started in real life phenomenally well, but and I'm sure you guys won't be kidding yourselves as well, don't expect Everton to keep that up for the full season. This is more like what their season is going to be like, but keep that level of creativity up. 9 chances created, and certainly we will challenge those European spots this year. Right, post-match press conference. There wasn't much between the two sides today. What are my feelings on the result? We didn't defend like I know we can, is what I'll say. Basically, we didn't defend well enough. We saw another really good performance from Calvert-Lewin. We certainly did. He is doing really well for us so far. My joint top goal scorer with 2. Or is he? No, he is my outright top goal scorer, isn't he? Game was there to be won. Conceding the late equaliser. Yeah, maybe we thought we'd already done enough to win. Perhaps I got a little bit complacent. Hopefully that's not a trait that continues. I don't feel like I got complacent, but we didn't get the win. So we'll crack on. The next game was it Burnley? It is. But, we've had a game against Ipswich drawn in the Cup as well. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. I think I might still play Burnley and Sheffield United and just sim the Ipswich game and finish the summer transfer window in today's episode. Or this episode. Because, of course, there are 2. Right, let's crack on and see what else happens in the transfer window. If we can sell someone else, then that would be great. And that someone else could be Godfrey Sigurdsson, who could be on his way to AC Milan. £13.5 million his valuation, and it's going to take a side like Milan to be able to afford his wages. I feel rather frustrated now that I didn't accept that bid of £16.8 million from Leicester, because you can see my chief executive reckons that I'm only going to be able to afford to get up to about 16.5 now with negotiations. AC Milan should have a decent amount of money in their back pocket, although not as much as perhaps they would have done a decade ago. Are you willing? No. I was just thinking to myself, is there a player I might like from AC Milan? Not that I can think of. Were you willing to go up above 15? That would be great. I know he's 30. Yeah, thank you very much. That money will come in very handy indeed. Right. Wilfried Zaha certainly impressed in that last game, and from an unfamiliar role as well. So if I sign him and play him where he's supposed to be played, or in his more favoured position, then certainly we could get a great amount of performance out of him. Wilfried Zaha, I would like to sign you at Everton Football Club, please. Are you willing to come to me? I could potentially use someone as part of a player plus cash deal, but I'm not going to go for that initially. I will try and get just a cash deal done. I'll offer slightly below valuation. He is 27 now. I was hoping that they'd come back in the early 40s. Let's propose a new transfer fee, shall we? I'm not going to be too aggressive. I will come up considerably, but they're being aggressive, aren't they? They certainly want £48.8 million for him. I'll come up to 40. Let's not just throw all of our money at our first player. Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable, says Roy Hodgson. Well, I'm trying to negotiate. 42.5. I don't want to end up overpaying. Although, yeah, thank you, Roy. Thank you very much indeed. Wilfried Zaha could be on his way to Goodison Park, and that would be a sign of our intent of getting this side to European football. Wilfried Zaha, how Crystal Palace have still got hold of him in real life, I genuinely don't know. Crucial role? Absolutely. You are welcome to it, Wilf. And I could move Richarlison onto the right in this instance, and then Wilfried Zaha to start on the left. No release clause, thank you. He's willing to take a slight wage cut. I will remove the bonus, though, and hopefully I'll still sign that. 83. Well, that's a bit of a jump. Okay. How about 78? I'll meet you in the middle, Wilf. I'll meet you in the middle. Fine. The signing bonus has gone down a little bit, so fine. You can have it. Let's do it. Wilfried Zaha is our new winger. That is a wonderful addition to the squad. I couldn't be happy with that. Very, very pleased indeed with the acquisition of Wilfried Zaha. Theo Walcott, I will probably look to keep at the club for now for squad depth. But maybe next season he'll be one that moves away from us. Not sure why it's still got the exclamation mark there, because he does have right mid as one of his positions. I'm trying. rather weirdly, I'm actually training him to be a left mid at the minute. I will now change that with his development plan and change him to be a right mid instead. It was only going to take a few weeks. Iwobi was only going to take 5 weeks to change to a cam as well. So things still looking good for us. Where are you? Where'd you go? Left mid, left mid, left mid, left. No, he was down as a striker. I was changing him to a left mid. Well done, Ches. Richarlison. Development plan. Position. Right midfielder. 10 weeks. 10 weeks. Good. Let's get that done. Right then. Now it's just a case of figuring out what centre-back we want. And then that might be the majority of our business done for the time being. All of my scout reports are back. Rainier is not a player I think I'm going to sign at this particular stage. I believe actually he's still... Yeah, he's on loan. So he's still on loan at Dortmund. So we'll remove him from the shortlist. Ongwene, unfortunately, isn't good enough. He's only 22, but those technical stats just are not going to suit the way that I play. So I'm going to remove him. Rhys Nelson, again... We've signed a winger now, so I'm going to remove him for the time being. Todibo and Tomori is the conundrum, really. I could try and sign permanently Ben White, but I think for the time being, I want to lean towards just a loan. And Tomori's physical stats are what draws me to him more so than Jean-Claire Todibo. So I think I'm going to try to loan Fikayo Tomori, but only a loan, not loan to buy. I don't think I'd be wanting to buy Fikayo Tomori. I'm quite happy with the basic terms for a 1-year deal. And then we can reevaluate next season. If he grows really well, then maybe we could loan to buy next year. Because obviously he's not going to grow enough so that Chelsea want to then keep him next year. Certainly for the first team. Will they accept 40-60? Fantastic. Wonderful. Provided he then accepts that loan bid... He will join us. Ismail Assar, I'll remove from there. Ben Rama, Neres. Porto still intrigues me, actually, but we'll take him off because there will be better, younger options. Anthony will take off. With regards to right-back position, actually, Odriozola is a player we know is going to grow. Montiel would fit the South America objective from the board. I'd perhaps be interested in a loan to buy... for Montiel, with great stamina, speed, okay on the ball. I think he could be a good player to go for with a loan to buy and the long-term Seamus Coleman replacement. I'm going to approach... his length is too short. He's running out. Oh! Spot who might be our first pre-contract this season. Oh, unless he's... Because he's 2 years as an option for a loan. He might have less than 2 years. Regardless, keen on Montiel moving forward, but I don't want to buy a right back for the time being. Could I then perhaps... I'm not interested in loaning Odriozola out. Okay, I'll stick with what I've got then. Let's go and play Burnley. Burnley's 11 then. Nick Pope in goal, who was a popular option when regards potentially replacing Jordan Pickford. Goodmanson, Cork, Westwood and Brady as their midfield forward. Jay Rodriguez and Adrian Nuno up top. Lowton, Patrick, Tarkowski and Taylor as the back four. Burnley a side that somehow stay up in the Premier League every season. But I would very much like to get my first win of the Premier League year at home. And this is certainly the opposition that I'd love to, or the kind of opposition that I'd love to get it against. Certainly one of the oppositions that will be more straightforward, I'd like to think, to get it against. I've made a couple of changes to my starting lineup. You can see that John Joe Kenny is in on the right-hand side of defence, and Jean-Philippe Gabama is in to the midfield as well, with obviously Wilfried Zaha making his first start for us in his first game at Goodison Park as well. So we'll wait and see if the changes are good enough. Obviously, I'm going to have to rotate the squad a lot more than I usually do because of sharpness. Ordinarily, you guys know, those of you that have been with me for a while, that I have kind of a starting 11 and a rotation 11. And I don't really tend to rotate that much, but I am going to have to do so to keep sharpness up. And I genuinely thought James was going to score there. So we saw that everybody is as good as they possibly could be when I need to call upon them in various different competitions. It will be easier to maintain sharpness when you have more games to play, because everybody will be getting more game time, but that means that fitness will be harder to maintain because everybody's getting more game time. Certainly going to be a fine balance this year and more complex to ensure that everybody is at the highest of their abilities at all times, but it's a challenge I welcome. An extra layer of depth career mode that we've been calling out for a while, and we have now got. What we don't have is a goal. Gabama across to John Joe Kenny. There's Richarlison. Did well on the left. Now we're trying to utilise him on the right. Nice ball into James. And if I can find the pass, which invariably with James Rodriguez you can. Oh, Wilf, can he keep that in? No. Can we get a corner? Oh, he has kept it in. Has he? He has. Oh, how on earth did he do that? Doucouré finds James trying to get it back on his left and couldn't. I genuinely thought that he hadn't been able to keep that in there, Zaha. Oh, and I've given it away with poor footwork from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. What a chance. An unexpected chance. But a chance nonetheless that we haven't been able to take after half an hour. It stays 0-0. Oh, thank you. He's throwing that straight to Mason Holgate. Thank you very much. Richarlison will switch this. We should get to that. Matthew Lowton has closed it down well. It's Jack Cork. Goodmanson to Jay Rodriguez. Good footwork even from Jay. Is Goodmanson on side here? He's not. Uno did get to that first ahead of the defender as well. And that was a very important raised flag from the linesman and a correct raised flag as well. They were about to tuck that home and go 1-0 up there, Burnley. Thank you for making a terribly timed run on that far side. Having a lot of the ball here myself, as you can see there. But no goal to show for it yet. Do have a feeling that goal will come. Hopefully it will come before the end of this first half. Oh, but I can't quite get past Tarkowski with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Forward to Jay Rodriguez. Oh, it's not a foul, ref, is it really? Let's be honest. Just slightly nudged from behind. Oh, little dinking flicked on. Pickford holds on to it well. We'll get it out here quickly to the left back. And try and catch them on the break as they've thrown a number of bodies forward for that set piece. And Zaha is in behind. Can he be the man to give us our first win of the season on his debut? Wilfried Zaha tucks it away beautifully. Might be his first goal in an Everton shirt. It's his at least second goal of the Premier League season because he scored against me earlier on in this episode. Now he's scored for me and we lead by a goal to 0 against Burnley. Great pace to get away and a very accomplished finish as well. Still a lot to do from that angle and he's put it in that top corner wonderfully. Get in, Wilfried. Love that, Zaha. Wonderful finish in the simmed game that's going to come next after this one. Thank you. Michael Keane will have that. And again, I could look for Zaha. Calvert-Lewin. James. Out to Richarlison. Zaha is in the middle. I'll look to find him. It's a lovely delivery. It's a wonderful goal. Zaha on the left. Richarlison on the right. The way forward. Everton 2. Burnley 0. We are going to get our first win in the Premier League season at home at Goodison Park. It's Charlie Taylor. Into Uno. Oh, great footwork. Brilliant footwork. And again, is Brady. Oh, I'd love to keep a clean sheet as well, considering how leaky my backline has been. And John Joe Kenny's, to be fair to him, been very accomplished at right back. Impressed with him. Definitely not missed Seamus Coleman. Not necessarily noticed an improvement at right back, but certainly not a downgrade, which I guess is the least you can hope for. So pleased with his performances in this game. Nice attempts by Robbie Brady, but that's going to be ball back into our possession. I mean, it might even be 3-0 yet. I was going to say it's going to be game over, but it could yet lead to us scoring another goal. Richarlison has the pace. Pull it back. Calvert-Lewin wants to get in on the act. A goal in every Premier League game this season. Zaha's come in and threatened his top goal scorer tag. 3 now for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And that's as many goals and points as we'll get from this game as well. And there's the final whistle immediately. Let's go, boys. Notice the improvement just one signing can make to the way that your team plays. Wow. Much as I was praising Theo Walcott against Crystal Palace as well, Burnley, a lot of the ball, did nothing with it. You ain't scoring goals and you ain't winning games if you don't put it in the back of the net. Southampton getting a good draw at St Mary's against Tottenham, although they were 1-0 up at half-time, I did notice. Oh, let's have a post-match press conference. So no question, but all the headlines will be about Zaha debut. Great display as his first goal. Oh, there's more to come. I mean, it's pretty clear why we signed him, I think, to be honest, isn't it? I don't know if there's any other way to answer that question. Headlines certainly will be about his stunning performance as well. And he capped a good team display. It's not just about one player. I'll say he capped a good team display, because certainly everybody else played their part as well. It wasn't all about Zaha. He wasn't the only man to score a goal. And yes, it did. Our defending gave us the platform, is what we'll say. It certainly was a very accomplished performance at the back. I've used that descriptive term 3 times now, so I apologise. Oh, I'm so pleased with that win. So pleased with that win. Needed to let you know. Your future. No, you'll get the chance. You'll get the chance in the very next game, in fact, Bernard. You are going to play. It wasn't an easy decision. Yeri, you will play in the next game as well. Tomori agrees to arrive. We have a new centre-back, and Gylfi has gone as well. Things are falling into place. Things are falling into place at Everton Football Club. Sorry, Yeri, you're going to come out the first-team squad. Oh, I'm really pleased with how this squad is shaping up now. Really pleased with how this squad is shaping up now. A couple of quick training sessions. Is there even going to be the chance to train between now and then? There is. A quick training session, and then we'll sim the game against Ipswich with a new interactive sim, of course. That's the 11 that I'm going to sim with. Doucouré at cam, Gomez and Davies in the middle, Iwobi right, Bernard left, Ken up top, Digne, Tomori, Mina, Kenny, Pickford. It has come to my attention here, something that I hadn't even noticed to this point. I've only got one left back. I could really do with a backup left back, so that's something I'm going to delve back into the comment section with regards to your suggestions, and perhaps look to try and find a lone left back from your suggestions, or just a wing back in general, or full back, right back, or left back, that I could perhaps bring in as a backup to Luca Digne, because yes, the games aren't going to come that thick and fast this season, but I am not really probably going to be in a position to be playing Luca Digne in every single game. So I could do with perhaps a little bit more depth at the sides of my defence, so to speak. Obviously, we elected to keep Jonjo Kenny involved in the first team football and not go for a right back. But I still think I could probably do with someone just for squad depth. Hopefully here against Ipswich we can have a good game in the Cup. As ever, those of you that have been with me for a while, you know that I do not care for the EFL Cup whatsoever. It is a great opportunity though to raise the sharpness of those players that aren't necessarily involved in a lot of the first team play. As is the way that it's said in real life, there is no substitute for competitive match experience. And it will really significantly help boost the sharpness of these rotation players, that some of them that haven't really been involved at all yet. So it is great experience for them, and great for the management of the squad to give them an opportunity. So perhaps I will care slightly more about the EFL Cup this year on FIFA 21 than I have done in previous years, purely for the management of the team. But there's a bit of space for some people on the far side. We've got so many men in and around the box here looking to try and give ourselves a lead, but for the time being at least, it'll stay at 0-0. Oh, he's clean through here. Doucouré out wide to Bernard. Oh, shoot! But please, just trying to find some more space. Worked well, and what a save from Cornell. I'm going to take this corner short. Into the box, perhaps. No, all the way back there to Jonjo Kenny. Oh, and on the overlap! We do take the lead. It's Alex Iwobi from the right-hand side of midfield. We take a 1-0 advantage just before half-time. It's been coming. The play has all majorly been in that right-hand side of the field, but it's nice to actually assert that dominance and get the goal to give us the lead before half-time. Eases my nerves a little bit. Don't want to have I don't mind going out to a larger team, but I'd really rather avoid any slip-ups against lower-rated opposition. No offence, Ipswich, but I really feel like even with the lineup we've put out, we should be winning this game. Bernard inside. Moise Kean. Oh, it's wonderfully played. Good save again by the keeper. Another chance, unfortunately, comes and goes. Play it around. Cross it back in, perhaps. A number of bodies forward. We've been very attacking throughout the game, but that's how I want to play. That's how Everton have been playing in real life. Bury that. Oh, good tackle by the defender. I might make a change. Let's take out... let's bring on some players that aren't necessarily that involved at all and have lower... what's the word I'm looking for? Sharpness. I am obviously still looking to sell Balassi. So getting him some first team experience will be good as well for putting him in the shot window. We'll bring Fabian Delph on as well. And Sandro... Well, I'll bring him on at cam. He can't necessarily play there, but we'll give him a go. We'll see what he can do. Make those 3 changes and then hopefully hold on to the lead, or we might be about to extend that lead. He says, with bated breath, waiting to take that second goal. Abdoulaye Doucouré, who's now no longer on the field, gives us a 2-0 lead. Oh, he's clean through. There's a third. Nicely done, Sandro. Well, 2 goals from the counter position. 1 for Doucouré, and then his replacement, Sandro, seals the deal. 3-0 against Burnley, and with 15 to go, 3-0 against Ipswich as well. Certainly seeing an uptick in performance and results as the season goes on. We'll look to keep that going in the next game against Sheffield United. You'll have to let me know if you want to see a lot of this interactive match sim, like extended highlights, or if you only really want me to show you the goals or goal-scoring opportunities. Like, rather than me sit and commentate through the whole thing. They've pulled one back, Ipswich. James Norwood with 5 minutes to go. Do let me know, and of course your feedback will directly influence the way that the series comes to you. That's the way we do things on this channel. You guys have a big part to play in everything that happens in all of the saves that I do. It's very much a community feel here on the channel. I'm really proud of the community that we've brought up and how you guys feel like you're genuinely involved in every decision that we make. So a 3-1 win there. Really pleased to have gotten the victory. Slightly frustrated to have conceded a goal, but not to worry. Not to worry. Let's face Sheffield United now. Try and get back-to-back Premier League wins. Ooh, up to 6th with a victory against Burnley as well. A match has been rescheduled. That'll be for the Carabao Cup, of course. Right then. Sheffield United coming up next. Is this home or away? It is at... Where? Oh, it's away. It's away from home. I was looking for a home or away. No, just look where the badges are, Ches. Well done. Come on, you're a FIFA YouTuber. You should know that by now. Right, Sheffield United. Simon Moore in goal for them. George Baldock, Jack O'Connell, Phil Jagielka, John Egan and Ben Osborne. Jean-Michel Seri, John Lonesman and Sander Berger. With David McGoldrick and Ollie McBurney up top. Let's see if they've got the bench. Liz Musset, Rodrigo de Paul, Billy Sharp, Ramsdale on the bench. I would have thought they'd have started Ramsdale. Evidently, the goalkeeper that they have starting must be in form. Well, I don't know where... I didn't check, actually, where they were in the league. My brain is telling me I think they were 19th, but I'm not entirely too sure. We, though, were 6th headed into this one. And could certainly get ourselves even higher if results go our way this particular match day. At Bramall Lane, Sheffield United did have a great first season at Premier League level, but they definitely are struggling in real life. Second season, and I'm going to look to try and compound their misery here. Good first save by Moore, questioning his positioning in the starting lineup, but certainly on that occasion proving to be well worth that start. Doucouré is there waiting for me. I'll look for Calvert-Lewin. I won't find him. James will, though, and he draws another good save out of Moore, driven hard and low. Dino with the delivery from the corner. It's not bad. Doucouré's up, and the ball is out for a goal kick. Bernie. It's nicely played. A bit of footwork. McGoldrick. McBurney. McGoldrick. McBurney. McGoldrick. Oh, he's looked for Bernie. He's found him, and Pickford makes a good save. Quite the strike partnership those two are making right now. Definitely something to bear in mind. They're probably going to look for each other when they get the ball. That was really well put together. I almost made a little bit of a mockery of the way that they built the move, but actually it worked quite effectively. And if it wasn't for a smart, outstretched foot of Jordan Pickford, I might have been going 1-0 down there. Mason Holgate's done nicely to win that ball back, and Alan will look to try and find something moving forward. Can Calvert-Lewin make me a decent run? I keep mistaking James Rodriguez for Calvert-Lewin. I must remember that Calvert-Lewin has the red boots. He, though, has a deadly finish. He might not have the biggest acceleration stat, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but his overall sprint speed is quite high. It was 87. It may have gone up already. I haven't checked. But deadly finish on the end of the run. And despite having 5 defenders, Sheffield United, they can't keep us out. We lead by a goal to nil at Bramall Lane. Oh, Hammers has stolen that away from Sander Berge, and Sheffield United might be committing defensive suicide here. We could get a quick fire double, as they say. Doucouré drops the shoulder. I see the man arriving here. It's Richarlison. Good block by the defender. On that occasion, having the extra numbers at the back really did help out. Terrible from Sander Berge to give us the ball back there. Liverpool take a 1-0 lead against West Brom. We'll show you the league table and all of the latest transfers as we end the transfer window and the month after this game. But I'm very much hoping that if results go our way, we could potentially end the month of August in the top 4. Certainly in the top 6, because we're 6th already, and we're definitely going to stay there if we win this game. Doucouré into Calvert-Lewin. The man with the red boots, Ches, is Calvert-Lewin. Oh, keep that in. Oh, I can't. Half an hour played, still 1-0. Lundstrom forward to McGoldrick. He's got the runner. I'm going to have to go with him there with Luca Digne. McBurney forward to... Oh, it's nicely done by Jean-Michel Seri. And McGoldrick is in behind here. Sander Berge and McBurney, they've had to go backwards just to find the support. Trying to be quite narrow in defence here. Try and block up all their attacking options or opportunities by throwing a man in the way. He gets a lucky bounce there, and Pickford makes a smart save to ensure that they don't equalise just before half-time. Surrey will take the corner from that far side, and it's not a bad delivery either. And, well, what a header from David McGoldrick, but thankfully Luca Digne clears it away after Pickford makes the save on the line. Sheffield United mean business. I definitely did get slightly complacent when I went 1-0 up. Didn't give Sheffield United the credit or respect that they deserved. And they are playing really well here. And I'm getting a big stroke of luck in front of my own goal with some rebounds and some goal line clearances. But for the time being, we'll maintain our 1-0 lead, keep that till half-time, and really look to be better in possession in the second half. And if I can, get away from them with the scoreline. And if James had had a better first touch, I could have played Calvert-Lewin in for a second there before the break. But it's not to be. It will just be a goal to nil. Nicely done. Sander Berge, McBurney, McGoldrick. Oh, Keane intercepted, but then decided not to take the ball with him. And McGoldrick is in, and Pickford makes another good save with his feet. It's not the first time he's made a save of that nature. It's the sort of thing that he does in real life as well, and I'm certainly needing him to do it here. James through to Calvert-Lewin. That sprint speed's going to come in handy again, and he's hit the post. I can't believe I've not scored there to make that 2-0 and write the game off. McGoldrick with a good clearance. Who's going to get to that first? It should be Seamus Coleman. It is. Good first touch by Mason Holgate too. Keane into Doucouré. Zaha. A little bit of footwork maybe from Wilf. Oh, he's still going. He's not kept it in. No, he has. It's a corner. Oh, dearie me. Right. Come on then, Luca. Let's whip this in. Let's get a second. It's whipped well. Oh, good header by Calvert-Lewin. Good save by Moore. Billy Sharp just evades Doucouré's foot with the pass, but thankfully Seamus Coleman is in the way. Made a change. City have gone 1-0 up through Leon Goretzka against West Ham. Quite late taking the lead there. Allen is in. Here's James. Great first touch. Out to Wilf. Been quite quiet in this game, actually, Zaha. I have to be honest. James looking for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who is literally about to come off the field. But he'll come off the field as the man that scored another goal. Another goal. Bringing Moise Kean off the bench, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin is proving to be a dream striker. A dream striker. 2-0, game over. And now Moise Kean gets the chance to get his first Premier League game, or goal even, of the season. And actually, to be fair, game 2, I think, as well. Doucouré, Zaha, Moise Kean. Oh, into James, on the left. And game over. Well, what an introduction for the Italian. 3-0 Everton. I tried to celebrate with him. James apparently didn't want to do it. Bit unfriendly. Another goal for James Rodriguez. Lovely through ball. And we've stretched their defence. They've almost got too many back there. They don't know where to stand because they're like, oh, it's fine. There's another defender. He'll cover that space. They haven't been covering the space. Spoilers. Everton 3, Sheffield United 0. It's going to be another good victory for us in the Premier League. But, to be fair, a victory you would have expected us to get. It's not like you wouldn't have expected us to get decent results against Sheffield United or Burnley. And we might be getting a very decent result against Sheffield United. Caught from behind. Zaha tried to shape onto his right. Penalty given. And the card is non-existent. O'Connell survives. Well, I mean, well, sorry, Richarlison. Zaha won the penalty. Zaha can take it. Let's pop it top left-ish. Try and time this as best I can. And it's the fourth. And it definitely is game over. And it's our best win of the season so far. Which we go to Pau into McBurney. They could be in. They unfortunately aren't. And, well, it was only really a second half fadeaway. I'm not even sure if Zaha's onside there. It's only a second half fadeaway that has ensured that Sheffield United, are going to get trounced here. Zaha not able to replicate the finish from the previous game. If they'd scored at the end of that first half when they were piling the pressure on, and Pickford hadn't saved me on a couple of occasions, then they could certainly have gotten something from that. 4-0 flatters me. It certainly does. We only scored the second in the 72nd minute. Unfortunately for Sheffield United, they then just kind of crumbled from there. Manchester United win, as the City. Liverpool victorious as well, so I imagine that's us probably staying outside the top 4. But we could improve from 6th to 5th. We'll wait and see. Balassi, I'm trying to sell him, mate, to be honest. The team comes first, and Yannick Balassi is nowhere near it right now. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a wonderful player. I'll be honest, I knew he was going to get good. The lads up front were ruthless. I knew he was going to get good. I genuinely didn't expect Dominic Calvert-Lewin to be as influential as he has been so far. Very, very, very pleased with the way that he's played so far. And Luca Digne is now up 1 to 85 rated and continuing to be one of the best defenders in the Premier League. Things are going really well at the beginning here. We are into 5th and behind the expected top 4. Liverpool, City, United, Chelsea. But in 5th, still unbeaten. Still unbeaten. After 4 Premier League games. I'm very pleased with how that's gone so far as well. Right, I'm going to delve back into the comment section of the last episode. See if I can't find a suggestion for a potential lone wingback or fullback. 3 names added to my shortlist now. Yes, Lamptey has played very well for Brighton in real life at the beginning of this season, and he was an option in the comment section. I'm going to steer away from Lamptey because he's a new signing at Brighton, basically, and I don't think he'd move again in this window. So we've got Max Aarons from Norwich, obviously relegated. Max Aarons, very capable player, even at just 20 years of age. Serginho Dest, he's probably going to be more accomplished, I think, than Max Aarons. I can quickly actually just check what Aarons' overall rating is. Max Aarons is a 73 to begin with, and Serginho Dest I know is a 75. Bustos, I'm not sure about either, actually. Let me have a quick look on Footwiz. Bustos is a 76 to begin with. So we have 73, 75, 76. And, well, I do need to sign a South American for the board. So if I can loan... No, I'm not interested in loaning him. Can I loan Serginho Dest? Can I loan Max Aarons? Right. There goes that plan then. Well, they're all very capable in their own right, and all could grow really well in their own right. Bustos can play in more positions, but I can train players now. He's smaller, high-low work rates. Max Aarons is even though he's the lowest rated, he's probably the more obvious signing. I did want to steer away from making another permanent signing, but it does appear that the sort of player that we're after isn't really going to be available on a loan deal. So I may just have to bite the bullet and buy someone. But if I'm going to buy someone, do I not go for Montiel? Yes, he's older than 2 of the other 3, but he is much higher rated and looks very good. Oh, it's £24 million though. £24 million. I'm going to commit. Yeah, no, no, I don't want to pay 38.4. I'm going to commit. It's not what my initial plan was in this transfer window, but it's one that I'm going to commit to. We will offer a transfer fee of 22. Oh. Oh. Not something I was expecting. Curveball, £11.2 million and Yerry Mina. I am taken aback by that. I wasn't expecting that, but that might be some... We have just bought Fikayo Tomori in. Oh, is this a tough decision? I'm going to say yes. I'm sorry, Yerry Mina. I'm going to say yes. Oh. Okay. That changes things with regards to what we're planning on doing in January. Certainly. Oh. A complete curveball. Was not expecting the AI to be like, I'll have one of your players, please. Oh, that's new this year. Right, role at the club. I'll say rotation to begin with. Hopefully he'll accept that he wants important. He can have important. That's not a problem. This way we'll have 4 quality, not necessarily quality, but good enough wide defenders. 4 years would be great. Jonjo Kenny, and I can always retrain one of them as a left back. Maybe Jonjo Kenny or Montiel. No release clause is fine by me. Maybe Montiel is the one that I retrain, considering Jonjo Kenny's been so good at right back so far. He wants a hike in wages, but I mean, to be fair, I'm quite happy to give him that. It's still a small fee, a small wage for the size of club and the Premier League in general. And for 4 years, he's probably not going to want any more money. That, I think we've done well there. That's probably not going to be a massively popular decision. But with Branthwaite to come through, Tomori on loan, and then maybe look to buy a centre-back with the money I've got left in January. I'm committing to... Oh, maybe loan... I think I'm... Because there was a number of comments saying, commit to the youth, Ches. Commit to the youth. And I can do that. I know I've got a young wing-back here, but 54 rated just isn't good enough, I'm afraid. It's just not good enough at the moment. So by the time Powelson gets to be of the level where we could contemplate using him, I need someone now, which is why I've made the decision I have to sign the wing-back. Centre-back wise, that is going to certainly offer us something to do in January. And that is where you guys will come in again. That is definitely where you guys will come in again. Because we will have a decent amount of money to spend there. £30 million plus the potential to sell a couple more if needed. We can get a big chunk of wages from Yannick Bolasie if we can get rid of him. I might take... In fact, I will take Branthwaite off the loan list now. And potentially Lewis Gibson as well. Branthwaite was the one that was mentioned in the comment section more so than Gibson as the young centre-back to put my weight behind. There's not too much difference between the two of them, to be honest. Well, that's intriguing. That certainly changes the way that we're going to look at things moving forward. I am going to add... where are you? Montiel. Let's add, via your development plan, left-back to your available positions. Just 2 weeks. I like this position change functionality. I like it a lot. That is going to work really well for us. Right, let's end the transfer window then, shall we? Now that you've changed your mind, yes, certainly you will have the opportunity to play a little bit more. Maybe you've got what it takes, Jared. Maybe you've got what it takes. I will give you the chance in the EFL Cup. Out of curiosity, who do we have in the EFL Cup? Arsenal. Right. Not necessarily the opponent for a young 60-rated player to flourish, but I'll give him a go. I'll just, for the sake of time, quick sim that training session there. And you can see as we start deadline day, Koulibaly's still the biggest deal. Immobile and Goretzka still the other two biggest of the top three. Let's work our way through transfer deadline day. I'm not obviously now planning to do anything else. Burnley have been very busy in this transfer window. Keep an eye on those biggest deals and see if anything else happens in the final few hours of transfer deadline day. Ismaili has gone to Barcelona from Shakhtar Donetsk. Chelsea have brought in Jamie Vardy and sold Tammy Abraham. Ooh, Jamie Vardy in at Chelsea. Well then, that's certainly something I didn't expect. A lot of money being spelt in the Premier League. Fabian Delph for 2-year loan. For squad depth, I'm going to say no for now. Just to keep the extra body in. But I think next season is when we'll be able to sell someone like Delph and have the money to boost the actual numbers at the club. Was again? No, he stays. Thank you. He stays. An assist now, of course, in the Premier League after that last game against Sheffield United. Over 700 million pounds spent. Serge Aurier from Tottenham to Chelsea are offering me Luca Digne plus Mason... Sorry, £1 million plus Mason Mount for Luca Digne. Sorry, he stays. Mason Mount is a great player and someone that has popped up in the comments section, but he's not a player I'm interested in bringing in this save at this moment in time. Liverpool busy as well. Modric and Lacazette in, as well as Santiago Arias. Over £800 million spent on transfer deadline day. Wow. Another transfer bid, this time from Barcelona from Luca Digne. Or for Luca Digne. That's tougher to turn down. Didn't he play for Barcelona? I'm kind of... Didn't he play for Barcelona earlier on in his career, Luca Digne? He did. He came to Everton from Barcelona. It's really tough to turn that down, but with the amount of quality Barcelona have, like, I feel like, yes, at some point I shouldn't stand in players' way, but for the time being, until I've gauged your feedback on whether I should implement that sort of ethos in this save like we did last year, I will reject that. Do let me know in the comments section when it comes to, like, my better players being potentially drawn away by much bigger clubs. Should I lean into that for the sake of realism? Or should I put my foot down and be like, no, I'm keeping my best players here at the club to try and help us become one of those best clubs in the world? Let me know in the comments section, because that is an intriguing point to potentially be built upon. Or Luis Alberto to Real Madrid for £83 million. That's happened late on in this window. So let's see what's happened in the Premier League then. Arsenal, Umtiti, Vielbra, Origi and Weghorst in. Lacazette, Aubameyang, Elneny, Nketiah and Ozil. Finally, Arsenal, you've gotten rid of Mesut Ozil, out. Vera and Serdar in at Villa. Brighton doing a little bit. Ben White has left Brighton and Hove Albion. Chris Wood sold by Burnley, but they've replaced him with Uno. So hopefully he can score goals soon. Visca, Sigankov and Vardy in. Abraham, Alonso and Zuma out at Chelsea. Obviously, Fikayo Tomori has come to me on loan as well. Lauren, Ailton, Zuma and Saka. Zuma's gone to Palace. Benteke, Zaha to me. And MacArthur out at Palace. Zaha and Montiel in for me. Mina, Tosun and Sigurdsson. Point noted that loans aren't showing up on this graphic. I will pass that feedback on to the devs. That might be something that is going to be fixed for full launch, though. Do bear that in mind. Any bugs you see in this might well be fixed by a day one patch. Seri and Zamo and Gisa out at Fulham with Pagoyme, Baranov, Normand and Alaid. Don't know how to pronounce that. Coming in at Fulham. Leeds, Rodriguez, Eliasson and Taylor in. Mendy, the left-back, played against us, and Ben Mee played against us as well. Naby Keita goes to Leicester, and Troy Deeney in as Chowdhury and Jamie Vardy out. Lacazette, Modric and Arias to Liverpool with Origi, Keita and Joe Gomez leaving. Goretzka, Vrsaljko and Aurier in. Zinchenko, Mendy and Gundogan out at City. Kramaric and Ginter in at United with Mata, Lindelof, Rojo and Jesse Lingard out. Sanson, Yere and Perez. Newcastle spending some money. Fernandez, Clark and Lascelles out. Rodrigo de Paul. Jean-Michel Seri and Jamal Lascelles in at Sheffield United with Fleck and Basham going out. Baumgartner, Baselli, Mittelstadt, Moraes in at Southampton with Buffal and Bednarak going out. Tottenham selling Lamela, Mora, Aurier and Foyth with Iñaki Williams, I think it was, and Acerbi coming in. Centre-back, of course. West Brom, minimal from them. West Ham, Buta, Mata and Lindelof in with Lanzini going out. And Wolves selling Saiss and Connor Cody with Harit, Denea and Van Bergen coming in. That is the end of transfer deadline day. I'll show you the league table. I'll show you all of the biggest moves so far in this window in a moment. U Squad Monthly Report offer for Bernard, from Roma, which we shall reject. Roma, of course, not licensed this year in FIFA. We'll divert our attention for the time being away from those youth players just whilst I have a look and end the episode here. So transfer history. Biggest deals. Wow, Rajan Angolan to Sevilla for £28 million. Biggest deals. Koulibaly, Alberto Immobile. Joe Gomez for 71.6 to Juventus. Aubameyang went to Atletico Madrid. Vardy to Chelsea. We saw Moura also went to Juventus. Umtiti to Arsenal. Wozniacki Williams to Spurs. Sabitzer to PSG. Lacazette to Liverpool. Moussa Dembele to Leverkusen. Gundogan went to Leipzig. Bonucci to Barcelona. Kimpembe to Dortmund. Weghorst in at Arsenal. So they have bought strikers in. I'm intrigued to know where Mesut Ozil's gone. Naby Keita to Leicester. Gersons to Atleti. Belotti to Lyon. That's their Moussa Dembele replacement. Rashica to Inter. Ginter to Manchester United. Tammy went to Atalanta. I think I might have seen that in the last episode, actually, and just forgot about it. Where's this Ozil deal? Where has Ozil gone? Zuma to Palace for 28 mil. Danilo Pereira to Bayern Munich. Where on earth has Mesut Ozil gone to? I'm going to have to check. Out of pure curiosity, where is Mesut Ozil now? And how much for? How little a fee, should I say, for Mesut Ozil? Oh, he's 31 though, to be fair. He's gone to Valencia, and he's not actually... 43.5 grand a week? I bet I still wish they were paying him 43.5 grand a week. Wow. Mesut Ozil to Valencia for a nominal fee, so to speak. Wow. Unexpected transfers in FIFA 21 career mode, that is for sure. But we are 5th after 4 Premier League games. A draw against Leicester. A win against Sheffield United and Burnley. And a draw against Crystal Palace as well. Undefeated so far this season. Liverpool 4 from 4, having scored 14 and conceded only 1. City haven't conceded at all yet. Still a long way to go, though, in the Premier League. Do join me tomorrow. No, don't join me tomorrow. Join me at 3 o'clock this afternoon for a second episode today, where we will have Manchester United, Fulham and Chelsea in the Premier League, as well as a Carabao Cup game against Arsenal as well. That will be coming later on today. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Let's try and hit 2,500 to 3,000 again if we can, if not more. Maybe we can breach what we hit yesterday. That'd be phenomenal if we can. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell ticked so you don't miss anything else. Another video later on today. I'm going to go and record it now. I'll see you then.